Welcome to this exploration of the blockchain trilemma. This is one of the most fundamental challenges in blockchain technology that every developer and designer must understand. The blockchain trilemma explains why building the perfect blockchain is so difficult and why every blockchain network makes certain compromises. Today, we'll discover why blockchain faces unavoidable trade-offs between three critical properties that are essential for any successful distributed network. The blockchain trilemma, a concept introduced by Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin, describes a fundamental challenge in blockchain design. It states that it is extremely difficult to optimize all three core properties of a blockchain simultaneously. These three properties are decentralization, security, and scalability. The key insight here is that improving one or two of these properties typically requires sacrificing the third. Think of it like a balancing act where pushing one side up causes another to come down. This isn't just a theoretical problem, it's a real constraint that shapes how every blockchain network operates today. Let's start with decentralization, the first pillar of the trilemma. Decentralization means distributing control across many independent nodes, with no single authority having power over the network. In a truly decentralized blockchain, thousands of participants around the world can run nodes and validate transactions. This brings several crucial benefits. First, censorship resistance, meaning no single entity can block or reverse transactions. Second, there's no single point of failure, so the network remains operational even if many nodes go offline. Third, trustless operation, where users don't need to trust any central party because the network itself enforces the rules through distributed consensus. The second pillar is security. In blockchain terms, security refers to protection against attacks and maintaining the integrity of all data stored on the chain. A secure blockchain must be able to resist what's called a 51% attack, where a malicious actor tries to control the majority of the network's computing power or stake. Security also ensures immutability of records, meaning once transactions are confirmed, they cannot be altered or deleted. Additionally, strong security protects against fraud and double spending, where someone might try to spend the same digital coins twice. Without robust security, users cannot trust the blockchain to accurately record and preserve their transactions and assets. The third pillar is scalability, which is the blockchain's ability to handle high transaction volumes and accommodate network growth. A scalable blockchain can process many transactions per second, often abbreviated as TPS. It also maintains low transaction fees, even during periods of high demand. Finally, scalability ensures fast confirmation times, so users don't have to wait long for their transactions to be processed and finalized. To put this in perspective, traditional payment networks like Visa can handle thousands of transactions per second, while many blockchains struggle to reach even a fraction of that throughput. This is where the tension of the trilemma becomes very real. Now we arrive at the heart of the problem. These three properties, decentralization, security, and scalability, form a triangle where achieving excellence in all three simultaneously has proven extremely difficult. The core challenge is this: you can typically optimize only two of these three properties at any given time. If you maximize decentralization and security, you often sacrifice scalability. If you prioritize scalability and security, decentralization tends to suffer. And if you focus on decentralization and scalability, security may be compromised. This isn't a limitation of current technology alone, it's a fundamental trade-off built into the architecture of distributed consensus systems. Understanding this trilemma helps explain why different blockchains make different design choices. Let's look at Bitcoin as a real-world example of the trilemma in action. Bitcoin is strong in two areas: decentralization and security. It has thousands of nodes distributed globally, making it highly decentralized. Its security is backed by massive computational hash power, making it virtually impossible to attack. However, Bitcoin trades off scalability to achieve these strengths. It can only process around 7 transactions per second, which is extremely limited compared to traditional payment systems. During periods of high network activity, this limitation leads to transaction backlogs and high fees. Bitcoin's design consciously chose to prioritize security and decentralization over raw transaction throughput, which explains why it remains secure and censorship-resistant, but not particularly fast. Now let's consider Solana, which makes different trade-offs. Solana is strong in scalability and security. It can handle over 65,000 transactions per second in ideal conditions, making it one of the fastest blockchain networks available. This high throughput is achieved through innovative consensus mechanisms that maintain security. However, Solana trades off some degree of decentralization to achieve this performance. Running a Solana validator requires powerful hardware and significant resources, including high-end processors, large amounts of memory, and fast internet connections. These high hardware requirements limit who can participate as a validator, resulting in fewer independent nodes compared to networks like Bitcoin. This makes the network somewhat more centralized, though still far more decentralized than traditional systems. Ethereum provides another interesting case study. Ethereum is strong in both decentralization and security. It has a diverse distribution of nodes run by individuals and organizations worldwide, and its proof-of-stake consensus mechanism provides robust security guarantees. However, Ethereum's base layer has historically struggled with scalability, handling only around 15 to 30 transactions per second on its main chain. Rather than compromising decentralization or security, Ethereum is addressing its scalability challenge through Layer 2 solutions. These are separate networks called rollups that process transactions off the main chain and then submit compressed proofs back to Ethereum. This approach allows Ethereum to increase throughput while maintaining the security and decentralization of its base layer. The blockchain industry is actively working on various approaches to address the trilemma, though no perfect solution exists yet. Layer 2 solutions offload transaction processing to secondary layers while still anchoring to the secure base layer for final settlement. Sharding partitions the network into smaller pieces called shards that can process transactions in parallel, increasing overall throughput. Novel consensus mechanisms, such as proof-of-stake and hybrid approaches, attempt to improve efficiency without sacrificing security. Modular blockchains separate core functions like execution, consensus, and data availability into specialized layers, allowing each to be optimized independently. While these approaches show promise, each involves different compromises. The search for the ideal balance continues, and understanding the trilemma helps us appreciate why blockchain design is such a complex and fascinating challenge.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.